to have. Perfect. So I'm going to turn it over to Miss Anna Pacheco. You are going to lead us out of the tunnel and out in the field on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is the first time, so I'm excited. And I just want to remind everybody, yes, we're in a new month and it's a great time to start over. If for whatever reason we fell off the wagon with, our goals that we set for the new year and so forth, this is a great time to recalibrate and just take it day by day and refocus on the mission that you have for 2022 to be excellent and to contribute to your life and the team. And I'm just really excited to be a part of this ginormous bombshell of energy.
I love it. The ginormous bombshell of energy.
That's what it feels like.
There's been many quotes and many statements that I've heard about our team, our culture, our energy, our community, but never have I heard that. So appreciate you, Anna. So let's go ahead and get cracking, you guys. As always, we're going to talk about the market today. We're going to talk about some of your strategies early on when you first start communicating with the buyer. But I'd be remiss to not talk about winning this morning. I don't know, by show of hands, how many people saw Tim Grover speak at the Elite Retreat last week for Tom Ferry? Please raise your hand if you saw that speech. It is a week later. I am still 100% moved by what was said in that speech, and I am moved by this book. It is Tim Grover's Winning. If you don't have this book, please make sure to grab yourself a copy of this book. It will instantly grasp your attention and it will keep you locked in, and he keeps it real as penitentiary steel when he's talking, or excuse me, when he's writing. So absolutely, I'm loving this book. I gave a copy to Ginger in the office yesterday and she was just so excited and oh my God, and gave me a big hug. So anyways, I'm going to share some of my notes I have. Obviously, I have 2 pages of notes. I'm going to share some of this thoughts with you, some of the stuff that I took directly from the book, but I wanted to, Nicole Capel, it is Winning, and it's by Tim Grover. Highly recommend that you get this. It's The Unforgiving Race to Greatness, bestseller, author of Relentless, and this is a New York Times bestseller, and it is an amazing read. Judith, if you could put the link down below, you can put the Amazon link down below, that way everyone can just purchase themselves a copy, because we're going to be diving into this book, or hopefully we'll be diving into this book. I'm going to share some thoughts with you guys, and I'm going to open it back up to you guys. So the ability to win is in each of us. It could be our first escrow. It could be our ability to start our S Corp. It could be the fact that we're raising amazing children. It could be the fact that we're in an incredible relationship, incredible marriage. Shit, it could be the fact that you guys left a bad relationship. It could be the fact that your fitness game is on point and you're winning every single day because you look in the mirror and you're seeing some true progress. It could be championships that you guys have played on, whether it's softball, whether it's any type of sports that you guys have been associated with. It could be not drinking. Hats off to Nicole Penland. Hats off to Demian for not drinking the entire month last month. Now, I would encourage you not to say, oh shit, it's February 2nd, I'm about to get lit. I would encourage you to stay on that path of not drinking, because I know how powerful that is for your health. It could be not smoking. You guys, a lot of people don't know this. I used to smoke a pack of menthol cigarettes every single day, and I did that for 20 years. You know how I quit? I quit by just deciding, and I never smoked again. Right? Never smoked again. I just decided to stop smoking cigarettes, and that's a whole nother story. But there's a lot of winning going on around you. Winning is everywhere, and every minute you have the potential to recognize an opportunity, to push yourself harder, to let go of insecurity and fear and stop listening to what others tell you and decide to own that moment. And not just that single moment, but the next one and the next one. And long before you've owned the hour, you've owned the day and the month again and again, and that's how you win. It doesn't all happen at once. When we talk about winning, winning is a culmination, and winning is a decision every single day, right? When you guys get into contract, when the guru gets into contract, when Kaylee Mason gets into contract, when Moss Siri gets into contract, you see it and it's celebrated on social, but you didn't see the win after win after win after win that finally led to that final moment, right? He converted for the appointment. First off, let's talk with Moss. He had the courage to win and say, I'm going to make this phone call. Cool, he made that phone call. He made that phone call and then he won by getting the appointment. Then he won by setting up the buyer tour and going to meet the clients. And he won by truly connecting with his people. And now he's forming a relationship with them. He won by his ability to go over disclosures with his clients and help them understand. He also, Nisha, you guys, I got to fix that. I'm so sorry. Nisha, you got to mute yourself. I got to fix that mute upon entry. He won by going over disclosures. He won by helping his clients strategize on what their offer was going to be. And then the final product was getting their offer accepted and then closing and so on and so forth. So that's how winning done. It's not all done at once. Winning is the ultimate gamble on self, not dreaming about it, but living it. Winning drives you forward. Winning never lies, but always hides the truth. I want you guys to hear this. It tells you everything you want is close, and then it laughs in your face and slams the door. It tells you that your dreams are possible and then taunts you to keep going. One more step, one more step, one more step to an uncertain destination that might not be there. Okay, this is powerful stuff, you guys. Winning is craziness. It doesn't sleep and it doesn't understand why you do. Winning keeps its hands in its pocket so it doesn't accidentally point to someone unworthy of winning. I think this is powerful. Obviously, this is what we do. This is a part of who we are in this environment. There's no other choice. You either win or you don't, right? And it's not just, oh, I have escrow. It's what have I done all along the way? So I want to ask a quick question, and this was said in the book, and it was a really cool exercise. And I want to ask you guys, if you're not driving, please participate in this. If you're not driving right now, in one word, I want you to put in the chat to describe one word that describes winning to you. In one word, put it down in the chat below. If you guys are not driving, please participate in this because this is important. One word in your description that defines winning. Partnership, persistence, commitment, achievement, freedom, execution. Good. Consistency, relief, tenacity, freedom, consistency, positivity, courage, peace, commitment. Oh, I love this. Determination, perseverance, freedom, listings, development. Okay, cool. Communication, unfaithful. I love this. I love this. Oh man, this is good. Satisfaction, growth, tenacity, completion, action, relentlessness. Oh, I love this, you guys. Discipline. Cool. I love this, you guys. All right. Consistency, belief, joy, passion. You guys are on fire this morning. I love the participant. Determination. Okay. Anything else? Okay, cool, you guys. Hard. Oh, yes. Kevin Grant said hard, and I love that. So, an option. Ooh, okay, cool. I love what you guys are putting here. I want to share this with you, and this is directly from the book. And like I said, you guys, I'm a micro reader, but the fact that I have to read 10 pages a day, it's helping me get through books a lot quicker, because then once you get wrapped in 10 pages, you a lot of times you want to go a little bit longer. Unbreakable. Ooh, I love this. All right, let me mute Kenneth. Okay, cool. Unbreakable. I love this. Jordana, mute yourself. Okay, cool. So I want to share this with you. It says, and this is an exercise that he did with all kinds of different people from all kinds of different walks of life. And so let me admit a few more people in the room. Jason's here, Gurpreet is here. Okay. So it says, describe winning in one word. Okay. I'm going to fix that by Friday. I have to get everyone muted as they come into the room. Okay. So take a minute to jot it down, which you guys just did. So he said he's asked countless athletes and business professionals and other individuals, and the responses were revealing. And the most common answers were glorious, euphoric, success, domination, achievement, power, satisfaction, triumph, awesome, amazing. Not bad answers at all. But he says, if you want excellence, that means that we stand out because everybody can fit in. He said, not just in sports, but in business, these were some of the words that came up. Uncivilized, hard, nasty, unpolished, dirty, rough, unforgiving, unapologetic, and uninhibited. And Kobe Bryant was quoted to say that winning was everything, right? Winning was everything. winning, you guys, is going to knock you in the face over and fucking over and over and over again, right? I've been hit so many times in this business, I cannot tell you. But no matter what, I choose to win in this business. Can you guys hear me? Okay, okay. Somebody is in the chat room saying that they can't hear me. It might be your audio. I'm not too sure what that is, but winning is a choice. We've said this before about success. Success is living and breathing, and those two go hand in hand. Your winning and your success go hand in hand. So I want you guys to get this book. I want you guys to really, really focus on the wins that you guys are taking every single day, right? I want you guys to get in the ring. I want you guys to get knocked around. It's part of the process, right? But what we don't do is we sometimes fail to take the step. The step is the action. The step is the hard things. The step is, oh my God, I don't know what they're going to say if I pick up the phone. Who cares? Just do it, because winning is unforgiving. Winning sets no limits and sets no boundaries. I'm fired up right now, you guys, because I'm fired up because of what I'm reading, right? Find something that's going to inspire you guys to take some massive action. That's my thoughts. I'm going to stop there because that is my thoughts on winning. Does anybody want to say anything on this topic? Does anybody have anything that they want to provide? Any insights on that before we move forward? Anybody going once?
I'll say something.
Yo, go Guru, let's hear it.
I was a beast athlete, you know, and in my younger years, my much younger years, but I had that, you know, that killer instinct. I wanted to win at all costs. I was the all around like champion of caroms. I don't know if anybody knows what caroms is, but it was a little game. It's sort of like pool. It had these little discs and you could, you know, shoot them into these little things. I was like the champion of Ross Park as a kid. Nobody could beat me at caroms. And I feel like it's still in me, yet I haven't really applied it to my business, you know, and I'm looking to reignite that. So thank you for this.
So something you just said here, you said, I was a beast. Right? You said I was you are a beast. Yeah. If anybody's talked to Colette, if you guys have seen her in the office, she has this presence about her, this way of communicating. She is a beast. You are a beast, right?
Thank you.
So what I want you to do is, off this call, I want you to take a moment, reflect, and say, what was my state, my current state, when I was in those moments when I felt like I was winning at the highest level? How did I feel emotionally? What was my body doing? What was my physiology saying? What was my current state when I was in those moments where I felt like I was beasting out and I was at my highest? You know why? Because if you have been there before, you can come back to those states, right? I knew in a minute, in an instant. I used to do these marketing jobs with a huge company in the Bay Area, and I'd have to go and book all these appointments for the weekend. So you'd send you to every street fair, every event. You'd go out there and I would crush it. Like nobody in California ever beat me because I was just my fucking standard. So while everyone's like socializing, getting ready for the event, you know, I'm like, I'm gonna make $5,000 in 2 days. Watch. They're like, what? I'm happy to make 200. Well, that's you. Like, I don't even want to talk. I don't want to piss. I don't want to eat. I don't want to do nothing. I'm going to win. Right. So I would instantly put the song on, na, 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 na. And like instantly it would put me in the state ever. They're like, oh, there's Elias getting crazy again. I was crazy. I put myself back in the state every single time. And then I'd take the headphones off and it was like, you kind of wake up from like after a meditation, or wake up after like a nice like massage. You're like I was clear. If you've been there before, you can go back there. You just have to take a quick little journey and say, wow, how did I feel? What was my physiology? Like, where was I at mentally? Where was I at physically? And you can put yourself there. I believe that you can demand that of yourself. And that was taught. Shit, Tony Robbins taught me that. Peak states don't just arrive. You have to demand that of yourself. So
Thank you. I'm gonna get my tiger song back out. I need my tiger song.
hell yeah, whatever that tiger song is. So let's give her a little bit of
Thank you.
inspiration. Let's
Thank
give her a
you.
little bit of encouragement. She is the beast.
I am a beast.
That's right. That's right. Anybody else want to chime in on this conversation before we move on? Or anybody? Go ahead. Courtney. Was that a yes, Courtney?
I'm not muted.
Okay. Okay, cool. I thought she was chiming in. Anybody else want to have this conversation or chime in?
I can share something. Hi guys, I'm new to this. I'm not a realtor yet, but I'm in the process of it. I love that you shared that. It honestly is about the mindset and like preparing yourself. It's like before you go to a workout and like you're sitting in the car and you don't want to go in the gym and you're like, I just got to do it. Like, let me just mentally prepare myself, put a good song in, and then like you're ready. And I think that's like, it's really important in business perspective, even though like it's a training perspective, it's the same mindset. I do bodybuilding. So like I got last place in my show last year and I got last place. They don't even call your number when you get last place. They just like scoot you to the front. And I was so upset because I worked so hard. I put everything in it. And I was like, you know what? Let me go back to the drawing board. Let me go back, see what I need to work on. I worked on it for 6 months. I did a competition in December and I got 4th place from last to 4th. And there's like 50 girls. And thank you. So, you know, it's just execution. And like, I hope that I can bring that mindset into the real estate business. So I hope that kind of like helps you guys kind of just execute and just put your all into it. Even though you fail, just like keep going.
I love it. I love it. And congrats on moving from 80 to 4th. That's a huge accomplishment. Ernesto and Clarence wanted to chime in on this, and then anybody else, and then we'll shift gears. So let's go to Ernesto next, and we'll go to Clarence next. And then
yeah,
Kevin.
I'll quickly come off mute. Normally I'm camera ready. Today I'm just not. I apologize. Anyway, last night I listened to a podcast on the way to pick up my brother from the airport. There's a guy named Jesse Sy. I know he's in Kenny's close circle of friends, and Kevin Cruz, another realtor in the Bay Area. And I found his story super, super inspirational. He's a super successful agent out of Vancouver, Canada. And he was talking about his struggles. And a lot of people don't talk about that, especially as it relates to being a realtor. So I want to just recommend that podcast. He was on a podcast called The Raquel Show. If anybody wants the link, I'll post it. The Raquel Show. But, you know, at this point, he's really successful, but he talks about a period that he went through where he was broke. Like he got into a lot of debt. It went to 50, 65, and then $80,000 worth of debt. He went like 6 or 8 months without an escrow, but he just stuck to his process of prospecting every single day, no matter what. And then he became known as this guy who just prospected every single day, no matter what, for like 10 years in a row. And now the guy makes over $1 million a year. So for anyone that's for anyone that's going through like a lull in their business and you want a relatable story from someone in our industry, I found his story super inspirational. And one thing that he mentioned was that once he had some money coming in, he intentionally put himself in an uncomfortable position. He spent money on a ring for his wife. He spent money on a house. He bought an expensive car. All things that he did to ensure that there was always constant pressure on him to make sure that he was producing a lot of income. So when you talk about winning and being a realtor, I think it goes hand in hand. So I want to share that with everybody.
And that's always dropping gems, man. I love it. There's a couple links here in the chat as well. Once again, if you missed the link, we'll make sure that you guys have all those. Let's go over to Clarence and we'll go over to you, Kevin.
Yeah, I just want to say, I read the book. It's an amazing book. I definitely concur. One thing I really saw about winning in the book is that it doesn't wait for you. Winning is something you have to work for, you have to strive for. I mean, just like the person said before, she trained hard, and then she came in last place, and she trained again, she came in 4th place. I mean, winning is something that it kind of dangles the carrot, then it can take it away from you. So it's something that you have to push yourself towards. You have to keep going, but you have to be consistent. The days you don't want to get up and do things, those are the days that you got to push yourself and get going. So, once you get there, I mean, it's achievement, it's crowning glory, but it's not going to wait for you. You got to push yourself toward it.
Right. I love that. I love that. Here's the thing, especially in business, it's like winning's not waiting for you. It's there for you to go and take it. And if you don't go out and take it, somebody else is like, move, motherfucker, I'm going to go take that. right? That's just how it's going to be. Someone's going to go and get that. Kevin Grant, let's go to you.
Hey, Elias. So I was going to actually take a chapter out of Tony Robbins' book and, well, out of his whole career. What he talks about is how most of us focus on the pain instead of the outcome. Like, you know, like Julia mentioned, sitting in the car, hyping yourself up to get to go in the gym. You're like, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't feel like going in there. You're thinking about that pain, but when you're done, you feel great. When you go in fourth place, the outcome, when you learn how to focus on that, and that is your driving factor, when you close a deal and that check hits, you know, that's all the cold calling and all the hard work you put in didn't mean anything at that point. You're like, shit, I'm ready to do this again. So, but when we focus on the pain, oh, I don't want to answer this call, I don't want to send this email. That's why it's harder for us to get through. But when the goal is what we focus on, and we remember how we felt the last time we closed it out hard, that's what it helps drive you in those hard times.
I love this. I absolutely love this. You guys, I appreciate you guys spending some time on this conversation. I want to, you know, not only, like I said, not only motivate you, inspire you guys, but I want to push you guys to action, right? Like win your hour, win your day, win your month, win your year. This is living, it's breathing, and you're constantly going out and getting it. So let's shift some gears, you guys. I want to talk about a little bit about the market, but what I want to do is I want to talk about how you guys are setting the stage from the onset. I believe that if you set the stage right, as soon as you come out of the gates in your very first communication with the client, that's really going to set the tone for how you're going to proceed moving forward. That's why I'm a big believer in the buyer's consultation. And if you're not doing a buyer's consultation, make sure to use that as part of your repertoire, because it is really, really important. So a few things that I want to cover and ask you guys is, how do you set the stage early on when you first start communicating with the client? If somebody has like some fire emails, fire scripts, text messages, then feel free to share. I'll give you screen rights. But what is your first correspondence with your clients? As soon as they say, you know what? Yeah, I'd love to go and see a house with you. I'm available on Saturday. Boom, I'm going to book that appointment. I'll see you on Saturday. Wonderful. What is your very next step? And if you don't have the answers to this, cool. I'm hopefully you leave this coaching today with some answers. How are you setting the stage for what's ahead, right? How are you letting them know what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and give them an understanding about what's happening in the market around us? What's your initial value stack? What I say what your initial value stack is, because that's how you're going to get them to like, trust, and know you. After that, you're going to stack on top of that, and you're going to continue to stack until you get them all the way into the close of escrow. How are you communicating, and what flow do you follow, right? I'm going to share a couple examples with you guys really quick, and then I'm going to turn it over to you guys to kind of fill in the blanks here. So we've gone over this before, but it has been a while. So I wanted to share this one more time, because I think it's important now more so than ever that we are creating a flow and a system to get people into contract, right? So lead flow. The moment you get a lead, you set an appointment, you send an intro video on Vidyard, on Mixmax, or whatever platform that you're using. You create a group text with the client and whoever else is going to be part of the buying process. From there, you then set your client up in Real Scout. Before you do the showings, you send the buyer your flow, meaning here's the homes that we're going to. You send them the calendar invite. You send them the buyer CMA that is used or created by Cloud CMA. Once the showing is complete, oh my God, you love it. Oh my God, you hate it. Whatever the scenario or outcome is, you set the tone for what is coming next. You set the appointment for a buyer's consultation. Once you do the buyer's consultation, or once you set the buyer's consultation, then you obviously conduct the buyer's consultation. After that, you set the stage for what's going to happen next. Schedule more showings. Then they're finally going to see a home that they absolutely love, and it's going to be offer time. At that time, you schedule another Zoom call to review comps. You do a summary of all the disclosures, and you take a deep dive into any of the seller disclosures as well as reports. Then you determine your terms. The terms are based on your education of the market. You understand the nuances. You've called the pending. You understand how many days that houses have been on the market. You see the trends and what is list price versus sales price. You understand all that. So you are talking about your strategy. Then you prepare the RPA and you hop on one more final conversation, a final Zoom to go over the RPA. And then you do question and answers with the buyer. This is a flow. This is a flow that I recommend everyone stick to. Now, we all have our own ways, and it's working for you guys in different ways. But first and foremost, you need to at least have some foundation things that you're talking to with your clients. I'm going to share some feedback with you from a client that I had last year that is now closed and now has some extreme equity in their home in just 1 year. So I met them, Jen and I met them, and they said, well, we're interviewing different realtors and we'd like an opportunity just to talk with you so we can see what you guys offer. So I did the buyer's consultation without Jen. I said, listen, what I'll do is I just want to hop on a Zoom call with you so I can see you face to face. And I want to share with you our buyer's consultation so you understand exactly what's going to happen from start to finish throughout the buying process. All right, cool. So it gave me a way in. I got to see them. I got to connect. You got to see their plants and the cats walking. I got to connect and build a relationship with them. I did the full buyer's consultation. They said, wonderful, this is great. We're going to let you know by tomorrow if we've chose you as our realtor. I'm like, perfect. So they actually emailed me that night and said that we would like to choose you as a realtor. Nobody else that we spoke with was as thorough as you or did a buyer's consultation like you did the very first time. And here's my reply to them. So let's talk about first communication. And the words that I use are words that would normally come out of my mouth. So I received your email, so stoked that you two have decided to work with us, beyond grateful. They had sent us 3 properties that they wanted us to do some research on that they were interested in. Here was my feedback. Let us do some research on 67th. The fact that it's been listed for 207 days in Havens Court has not sold. This is potentially a major red flag and probably needs some work that needs to be done. For Church, offers are due Tuesday at 3 o'clock. My take is that you get your pre-approval. If you get your pre-approval by Monday, we have less than 48 hours to review all reports and make a decision on the home. But hey, you may fall in love with the home, but it's really quick to make a decision. Marion is super cute. The offer is set for 112. Aaliyah.
Yes.
Mute yourself, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Marion is super cute. The offer date is set for 112 at 3 p.m. Listed at 447,000. Recent updates, it's safe to say that this home will hit a 500,000 mark, if not more. On 62nd, this is a BMR. Through the landed program, it will not qualify for the landed program. So let us do some more digging. I loop my partner, Jen Oak, here. We'll be working in tandem as your advocates throughout the home buying process. We're looking forward to helping you find your new home, and nobody puts baby in a condo because they said they didn't want to be in a condo. So nobody puts baby in a condo. That was the tone that I set from the very first time that we started corresponding. And so my question to you guys is, how are you corresponding, setting the tone, and what are some of the first things that you're going to send a client as soon as you first start working with them and get them to go see homes with you? Who has some stuff? Who has some stuff that they want to share, some fire stuff that's working for them? I'm going to give you guys the mic back. So let's hear from you guys. Who has something that is really, really working with them, that is getting tremendous responses and has a flow from the moment they start working with the client? Anybody? Dan Semberg, let's hear from you, brother.
Yeah, I just want to say I really like that flow, and I'm definitely going to borrow a lot of the ideas from what you have there in terms of, especially from the appointment, from the phone call to the appointment. One thing that I've used that I've been kind of surprised at the reaction that it's got is I recorded a webinar like a year and a half ago that I think was kind of crappy in quality, and it was whatever, but it goes through the entire buying process, super educational, and I send that over to people as just hey, if you got time between now and our appointment, here's a webinar. It's an hour long on the complete buying process. And I've had a lot of people watch through an hour-long YouTube video, and I'm amazed every single time they come through and like reference stuff from it. And that every single one of the people who's watched that all the way has become a client. So that's been really good value.
So abundance, right? Let's share. Dan, if you can, put the link to that in the chat so we can all share that and take a look at it.
Sure.
Now, Dan, are you talking about the home buying process? Are you talking about the market? What are we talking about?
Yeah, it's mostly the home buying process. A little bit of the market. It's dated because it was from 2020, but it's mostly just a walkthrough of like first-time home buyers. It was a home buying 101 intro for new home buyers. So really just like a high-level roadmap of the whole process.
Love this. Love this. How many people have created a video that they can share with their clients about the market, do some screen grabs and like really talk about some high-level conversations about the market? Is anybody doing that right now? Because I think this is a really good idea. Okay. Okay, cool. So let's do this. Let's continue this conversation. Talk to me about your flow. Talk to me about how you're setting the stage, because I'll tell you what, as soon as they started working with us, they knew that we know our shit. We are setting the tone for how we're going to communicate, and they feel based on our communication that we're leaders and we're going to advocate for them throughout the process, right? That's what the feeling was. And we got them all the way into contract, and it only took about 3 weeks. But needless to say, like, you have to come out of the gates really, really strong, and you really have to set the value from the moment you start communicating with these clients. Let's go over to, I want to see some more hands up. Who has flows? I know you guys have flows because you're not doing this haphazardly. And if you are, I'm hoping that you walk away with, at least a flow from here. But Ernesto, Anna, Gurpreet, Nelly, who else has something? The Guru, I'm sure you guys have things that you guys are doing right now. So let's share. Abundance over scarcity, you guys. Let's go, Ernesto.
Yeah, I'm always happy to participate. Again, I apologize, I'm not camera ready today. But I was on a podcast in Spanish yesterday, and it was actually recorded. It was video. It was like a video podcast, but we talked about this. That was the topic. Like, what are we doing to get buyers' offers accepted? And I think setting the right expectations and showing. So obviously, the buyer's consult is super important. The last one I did, same thing. The buyer said, wow, this was super helpful. The last person that I was working with didn't do this, and I already feel much more prepared. So doing the buyer's consult is super helpful. And the goal is not for us to just like walk through a presentation and we talk your ear off and prove that we know what we're doing. I think it just sets the expectations for what's really a competitive market. The other thing that I do that people really, really like is, I'll go on Redfin and I'll show them what has sold based off what they're looking for. So if they're looking for, right now, actually, I'm working with a lady who needs a minimum 4-bed, minimum 2.5 bath, and her max budget is $700K. And so based off that, I'm not looking at where those things are listed at, rather where they are still a good amount of sales that are going to check those boxes, because that's where the possibility is going to be highest. So setting the right expectations and not leading people astray and not setting them up for failure by kind of over promising and under delivering, and being realistic with them based off the data. Like what are the numbers saying? And let's take the emotion out of this. Or a couple things that I do that I think people really, really like.
I love that. Great stuff, my man. Great stuff. So let's continue on. I have a couple other hands. Joe Ellen, let's go to you. Let's hear from you.
Hi, good morning. So from the first time, let's just say it's an online lead and I get the online lead. I find out that they're not pre-approved. I immediately connect them to my lender within like a matter of hours. Also, right when we get off the phone, they get an email with her information. She CC'd, and then she gets on there really quick, because with these online leads, we need to capture them pretty fast. And then she'll get them into, start talking to them. Then from there, I'll get the pre-approval letter, set the appointment. But this is if someone just wants to go see a property, I try to get as much information from them and then set an appointment for a buyer's consultation or the lender.
Beautiful, beautiful. You guys, I'm going to share this with you. This is an old version of this, but so Jen and I were partners for about 2 years. And so, you guys should have a really, really strong high note that you could send to them. So you book the appointment, then you send out, what our commitment is to the buyer, the buying process. Here's a sample of the RPA. Here's a sample of disclosures. We'll be going over this so I can share with you what are in these packets. And then a lender referral page. Everyone should have a lender referral page. This is something that you send out to every single client. It's not just in an email, it's in a really, really nice package, and you guys can have this to share, and just, all you do is you change the top header and change the name of the client every single time. You guys should have that. But once again, value stacking from the moment. First off, you know your flow and you know your game plan. It's not like, oh, I missed a stage. No, I got an appointment. What's the very first thing I do? Hey guys, it was really nice to meet you. I'm looking forward to working with you and being your advocates throughout the process. Here's what's coming next. I'm going to meet you at XYZ. I'm going to meet you at cool, right? Now we've had the appointment. Hey guys, let's hop on a Zoom call. We're going to go through the buyer's consultation. Every single stage of the game, you are setting the stage for what's next. Every single process. Nothing is done haphazardly. I believe in systems, and it'll help you really keep a really dynamic flow. Who else wants to chime in on this? Nelly, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I understand all that. Most of my buyers are Spanish speaking, and most of them are really, in a bracket that is completely different. When I get a lead, I don't even do that. I try to meet with them, or I try to qualify them without even knowing that they are getting qualified, because most of them are not pre-approved. So I just go ahead and ask them, plain and simple, have you been pre-approved? And they say, no. Can you tell me this and that? And they usually give me everything. And then I meet, and then I put them with the lender, because then I know which lender can go here and there. I have no presentation whatsoever by me. So I know there are systems, and that is my system. So I'm trying to put now what you are implementing. And it's going to be a little bit difficult. I'm trying to do a video with somebody else, and I had an idea of neighborhoods. So probably I'm going to send it to you, Elias, and see what it is, and see if you like it. And I think it's a great idea, because a lot of people don't know certain things. I don't want them overwhelming with a lot of stuff, because most of them don't grasp. But so when I get somebody, especially on a phone, I never say, are you pre-approved? Because sometimes you can just lose them. I usually go ahead and pre-approve them little by little, and I usually get them. That's how I got 1.2 million once. So I do that.
So Nelly, we have the buyer's consultation in Spanish, right? And so for most people have not shared that with, a Spanish speaking, they're seeing in English, and you're trying to translate all the words. We already have it translated. So maybe that's a layer that you add to your into your arsenal. So now you're helping them, and they're seeing it in Spanish, and you're helping them understand it. And then you provide that to them, and now they have a new resource that you made for them. So, or we made that you gave to them. So good stuff, Nelly. Kwanzaa, let's go over to you.
Good morning, everyone. One thing that I notice is that, we talk about in real estate, or really anything in business, that it's all about know, like, and trust, right? And it's really that process. And I think one thing that sometimes I myself often do, and I think other people also do as well, is we tend to skip over some of these things. So first, someone needs to get to know us, or actually in this case, what we want to do is we want to get to know them. So you want to be genuinely curious about them. So if we're asking questions and really getting to know them, do they have a family? Do they have siblings, et cetera, where they're from? And, really genuinely get to know them, be curious about that, and then find out what, and through that conversation, find out things that they like, find the common interest, build that rapport, which is super, super key. Then you can build trust. I think it's very important to keep that sequential and really focus on the first two, and then be able to value stack and so on and so forth. And that just makes you stand out more than not doing that.
Love it. Love it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's go over to Bill. Bill, let's go over to you next.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I thought this was just hilariously appropriate. As you were talking about this, I just got a referral lead. So beautiful. I'm going to read to you how I responded to this while this was going on. I put, good morning. My name is Bill Gady, a realtor with Team Fast, brokered by XP. I'm also a partner agent with Redfin. I just received a referral asking if I could assist you. I would love to schedule a meeting and discuss how I can assist you in your search for your home. He responded back immediately. I'm sorry, no longer needed. Thank you anyways. So I responded back, no problems. If anything changes, feel free to reach out to me. I am available 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 7 days a week to accommodate your needs. Just what's your thoughts and input of that interaction? It literally just happened.
I think it's perfect. You did what you
No,
could.
I just thought it was hilarious that as we're talking about it, I'm doing it.
I think it's a perfect response to that. You guys, what I did right now is I put in a buyer's consultation. You guys may have or may not have seen this, that I did with the actual person that I was just telling you about, that I was texting with. So I'll never ask you to do something that I would not do myself. So grab that link. By the end of the week, each of you guys, if you've been here for less than 6 months, you guys are going to get the interview on how to break down the buyer's consultation. Kenny and I watched Joe Ellen's yesterday, and we have some really good feedback for you, Joe Ellen. We also have some polishing points for you that are just going to essentially help you, because it's going to help me to be a better coach for you, because now I can hear the nuances. So if you guys have heard that, hey, we need you guys to do a buyer's consultation in order to get access to leads, we're going to do it a little bit differently. You guys are just going to do it on your own. You're going to hit record and be like, all right, let me tell you what the 3 contingencies are, because I want you guys to have that flow down. And so, Joellen, you did really, really good. Kenny and I thought you did great energy. There's just a couple polishing points. So you guys grab that link below. That's going to be a live version of me doing a buyer's consultation with somebody that is in contract and closed in this last year, and is exactly what I'm asking you guys to do. And I promise you, when you stick to this flow, when you start writing offers, everything will start to come full circle. So let's do this. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear, well, actually, is there one more person that has a flow that they want to share that has really worked for them? Kenny, this is a lot of the stuff I'm talking about came from you and things that I've learned from you in your time. You want to share some light on this theme?
I mean, I just put the links there. So whenever I met with a client, I try to make things as fast as possible and as least friction, so there's less time thinking. Because as simple as like, hey, when you're meeting with someone, you schedule a consultation, but before you schedule a consultation, you can send them your high note link through a bit.ly. And then, hey, I want to talk to you about lenders. Well, check this out. Let me know. Take a look at these 3 people. When we hop on our call, we can kind of go over that. So anything you can do to front load the conversation and use technology to fill in that gap will get you one step ahead of the next person trying to win that person's business. So way back in the day, I mean, this is like a long time ago, like 10 years ago, I was the first agent to use an iPad, and I had scan the, or you could put a signature and copy and paste it. So before there's DocuSign, that's what I used to do. I used to go on the field and get offers signed right out there when no other agents was using that, because there was no DocuSign. So trying to make sure you use technology to make your life easier and make your clients' life easier. So whenever you do something, you need to ask yourself, does this make it faster and easier for their process to choose you as a realtor? Or are you purposely choosing to do things your way because you've always done it however it is you've done it, but that will slow down the process because that's the way you want to do it? Are you doing things for yourself, or are you doing things for your clients' life to make them easier?
I love that, because think about this, you guys. If as soon as you meet with somebody, in your notes section or wherever you're storing your links, you have a high note presentation that has links to the resources for lenders and your lender list, a little bit about you, including in that as a quick video about you and what you're going to do for them. And you save that, and then instantly you have your own Zoom link. So you book a buyer's consultation right there in front of the house. You send them the link and be like, all right, guys, check your calendar. Is it there? Perfect. So many times people say, well, yeah, my client didn't really want to do a buyer's consultation. You know why they didn't want to do a buyer's consultation? Is because you didn't ask them the correct way. Do you want to hop on maybe a Zoom after a long day of work and sit there with me for an hour? No. All right, guys, here's what's next. What we're going to do is we're going to hop on a Zoom. That way I can explain the process and what our strategy is and how we're going to get your offer accepted in this competitive landscape. Usually takes about 30 minutes. I'm going to send you guys the link right now. Do you guys want to do that tonight or tomorrow?
Okay. You want to, like, Eliza's really good, like assuming the role. It's when you hop on these online leads, these Redfin leads, as soon as it comes in, kind of, hey, do you want to work together? You just jump right into it. Like, how would you feel? You went to a doctor, a dentist, an attorney office, where it might be, hey, so what do you want to do? Hey, what do you think? Like, no one, you don't care what, you don't want them to care what you think. You want them to do what they're supposed to do. That's why they're the professional. So when you take charge and take command of the situation and the interaction, and you lead with it, that's when you assume the role of the realtor. And then if you do it well, they feel they're going to feel committed to you sooner, which is going to make it harder for them to want to go, go back online shopping and look for another realtor or a different website.
Kenny, how many people have been to a aunt's house? You were not hungry, all right? I come from an Italian family, right? You're not hungry at all, right? You walk into auntie's house and you walk in and you hungry? No, not. You sit down. I'm gonna feed, here's a plate, here's your water, here's your drink. You want more? No, I'm good. No, you eat a little bit more. There is no fucking option of I'm not eating, right? Especially in an Italian family. You're having some fucking meatballs, right? You're sitting at the table and it's the same thing. You guys don't come on in. It wasn't like my grandma and my aunt didn't give me a choice, right? I ate, and then when I ate, I was like, damn, this is really, really good, right? Like Panise says, same with the Persian culture. That's the same type of vibe that you want to have with your clients, right? Come on in, you guys. Perfect. I'll sit down. We're going to eat. We're going to break bread. We're going to do this. We're going to do the buyer's consultation, right? It's just part of the process. But you know what? If it's done in that way, I never felt like, oh, wow, they just pushed that food down my throat and this sucks. Right? It sucks, right? So you have to think like that, right? I'm doing this for them. My grandma wanted me to have delicious food in my stomach. No matter how hungry I was, she wanted me to have delicious food. That's all you guys are doing. You're giving them a delicious plate of food. So let's do this. Let's go full circle. I want to hear some of you guys' takeaways. Let's go over to Sean, my man, new to the scene, new to group coaching. From you being a new person on the scene, what are some key takeaways?
Good morning, everybody. I'm Sean. And yeah, when you were talking about the flow, I think that's very imperative. I think that's very important. You definitely want to capitalize on that. I mean, I'm brand new to the business. I'm still doing onboarding, but it sounds like it makes sense, right? What Kenny touched on is putting your customer first, not kind of leaning on what you think is correct, but doing the best thing that you can do to make that life-lasting impact. So that really hit home with me, and I plan to use that in my arsenal when I start getting my listings.
Right, man. I love it. I love it. Damian, let's hear from you, brother. Always dropping game. Takeaways from today's session, brother.
Takeaways from today's session is to break out winning again. You might not be able to see it because it's blurred, but I just went and found it while you were talking at the beginning of the meeting. I just highlight every time I read a book. And so I went through some of my highlights, and again, it's just reminders to keep going at it. And winning, like I put in the chat, winning is unfaithful. It doesn't rely on you to win. Winning is going to win regardless. So you have to make the choice to keep winning. And just because you get one win, you don't stop. You keep winning. And that's a reminder to myself specifically, because I had a lot of success in the past few months, had a slower month in January. Not that I didn't work for it, but shit, I didn't work hard enough. So I'm going to work harder and win in February. But that's my takeaway and reminder. So appreciate you.
I love that. And accountability in his words, right? He's saying he's accountable for his own actions, his own behaviors. Good stuff, Van. Let's go over to, I saw another hand up. Where was that hand up? Let's go to Anna, and then let's go to the guru really quick. Anna, being a skilled veteran in this industry, what were some of your key takeaways from today's session?
Even though being a veteran, I feel like I'm learning so much. I'm even re-looking at my buyer's consultation. I always do a buyer's consultation even before sending to a lender, because I want to establish the relationship. Because if I send them to a lender, sometimes they tend to run across an open house somewhere else and they don't feel connected to me. So I always meet with them first and then I send them to a lender. But the power of video is just huge. It allows kind of a reconnection. And I don't think I grasp that as much as I'm doing now. So that's been huge for me. And just the presentation, I was so blown away by Elias shared a presentation on High Note with me, and just the links and just the way it flows, where I'm like, wow, screw my presentation. I need to use the team's presentation because it just flows correctly. The presentation's outstanding. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to the Spanish version too.
Yes, I love it. So Anna and I are going to be partnering on a listing out in Patterson. It's an old referral of mine. I don't want to do, I don't want to take the listing. So she's going to take the ball on this, but the same thing as a referral. They know me. I've had a connection with them. They tell me when their son was born, sent me pictures, but it was the same thing. I still sent them a video, even though I know them. In the email that I sent to them was, hey guys, here's what's going to happen. Here's what's happening in the market. Here's our high note presentation, and here's a video, and then here's your net sheet and what you could potentially walk with from the house. It's the same flow. It's the same flow, right? It's not like I'm selling real estate every single day. Kenny and I have made the decision not to sell real estate anymore and focus on building this company, right? But when I need to get into that flow, it's the same thing. I'm like, oh shit, where's the flow again? It's already there.
Well, even after after you met with them and did the presentation, even the, hey, this is what's next. Thanks for talking to me earlier, blah, 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 and reiterating your conversation. I was like, damn, I'm missing the ball. All right.
I don't think you're missing. It's just like adding the value stack, right?
Yeah, it's adding to that connection you already have.
For sure. I love it. Well, I appreciate your thoughts and your insight. Let's go over to the guru.
Hey guys, thanks for everything. I always get a lot out of these meetings. I think in terms of my buyer's consultation, one thing I've done is I've created a really nice Google form. So I have a buyer form and I have the seller form. And so, I usually immediately after we talk and, I say, okay, look for an email right now. I'm going to send you. So I have my links in there so they can complete that form so that I can better serve them. And I understand exactly what their needs are. Do they have kids? Do they need good schools? Do they, what do they want a fixer? Do they want, how many bedrooms, bathrooms? So I've just, it helps so that when we do get on the Zoom call or whatever, I have all that information and we can jump off from there instead of starting, to gather that information from the gate. Also just got the high note, overview and really looking forward to huge on presentation. And that is a beautiful, beautiful tool that I very much look forward to using. Thank you.
Love it. And just to give you guys a quick glimpse, and it's nothing special, it's nothing too fancy, but there's a couple resources in here. Let me share this with you. So literally, this is the follow-up. Great to see you guys via Zoom. Here's the next step, a little bit about consumer behavior, a little bit about our stats. Here's a quick video follow-up. Here's our high note presentation. And then I also include a separate link for the seller net sheet. And that was it. It's simple, but it's a flow, it's a process. And you guys should always have the flow and the process down. Let's hear from one other person before we close out. Let's hear from, let's see, who has not spoken in a minute. Quan, did you have a question or did you want to provide some thoughts?
I wanted to just chime in really quick about the video thing. I think I implore everyone to make a video of your buyer presentation, because what better time for you to do this than now, right? Because when you make a video, you can change it anytime you want. You can redo it if you need to. And then also going back to what Kenny was saying about front loading, like if you talk about when I do a buyer presentation, it's like an hour long, but most of the time I'm doing the talking, right? What I really want to be doing is asking the question and have them do the talking. So if I can front load that and really have the videos up, if we can front load that and have our videos, and then if they watch even a fraction of that, that saves time for us to really have the really meaningful conversations that really would, build that trust and really get them that closer to the finish line.
All right. So by Friday, as promised, you guys will all have the link to practice your buyer's consultation. There's only 9 questions. It's going to allow you to record that and be like, okay, let me hear back from Elias and Kenny and let me see where some areas I can improve on. And then we're going to house those videos in Mighty Network and be able to share those with the masses moving forward. So this is a beautiful, beautiful opportunity for us to grow. And it's going to help me as a coach to be able to look at it and say, why do you say 17 million times? Why do you say we should probably, or maybe we should write at this? No, like you're not using clear, definitive words. You're very loosey-goosey. They said they had kids. The 2 kids just walked by and you need to say, oh my God, who are they? Oh my God, look at all that art. Like, what is all that, right? You didn't even take a time because all you were focused on is doing the presentation and you didn't build any rapport. So there's tons of things that I could learn from you guys and to better serve you. The idea is, how can I better serve you as a coach and as a leader? We're going to take the time, and me and Eric are going to go through those videos. And if we find some nuances and some opportunity for growth, we're going to share that with you guys, because that's our role. So I appreciate you guys more than you know. Did you have your hand up, Joellen? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just wondering, after we complete those videos, when will we get some feedback? Like, when can we?
You'll get your feedback today. Kenny and I, we're actually just talking about it before coaching.
Okay,
so,
thank
so,
you.
So usually within a couple days. And then once I have Eric back from vacation, we'll be able to, kind of group them together and maybe put them into a spreadsheet, so where we have all the links and stuff. So work in progress, but you'll hear from me by the end of the day. So Cynthia posted her high note. Once again, we talked about a lot of resources, a lot of things. This will all go into the weekly newsletter that that Gabrielle's creating. But Judith has been here taking notes, taking minutes, and I cannot wait to see the summaries and be able to share this with you guys. So as always, you guys, peace. Keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and get out there and just take action.
Wait. One second. Cynthia, where did you post it? I don't see it. Your high note. Did she already jump off?
I think she did. If you can't find it, it's probably in general, but just hit her individually on Slack and she'll be able to provide.
Okay, thanks.
Have a wonderful day, you guys.